Hi, I'm Bucky Gamgee from LARP. Today, on this episode of How to LARP for Cheap, we're going to talk about weapons. As you can see off to the side, weapons. We got weapons over here that I have made. I have made many more weapons than this, but I have tossed out a lot of them because I don't use them or didn't like them anymore. Over here, you might not be able to see, but on this side, I've got my purchased latex weapons. Latex weapons are going to be expensive, but they're going to be a lot nicer than the boffers. The boffers are much cheaper, and they're easy to start with your years of playing, and then in the future, once you become acquaintance with playing, or become good at it, you can get all latex. Start with boffers because you can already see them, and there's a lot of them. Let's start with this one. This one I made with foam with a really thick PVC pipe. I don't even know what this is, but it's really thick, so I had to add 2 layers onto the blade because it hurt when you got hit. But I made this one with PVC pipe as the core, pipe insulator, 2 layers. There's pipe insulator here. As you can see, it's really nice and flimsy, so it's not gonna hurt really when you get hit with it, but it's got some foam inside of it. That's why it's all kind of bent up and dings and stuff, or sitting in my basement not being used. This one is a bastard sword. Longer than a one-handed longsword, but it's not long enough to be a 2-hander. So you can use this with one hand. I made it so you can use either one hand or 2 hands. As you can see, I put in this little thing right here. It like divides up the handle spots, so you got a lot of room for handles for hands when you're battling, and it basically it can fit to anyone because there's a lot of room here. You can go like this. There's a lot of room on here to hold your hands. And this one probably cost me $8 to make, so you can easily make this boffer very cheap. Next, the ones you're probably thinking about. This colorful one with black and red duct tape. This one is a staff that I made. It's flimsy. I used a 1/2 inch, which never use a 1/2 inch when you're making a staff. Always use a 3/4 inch or inch in diameter of PVC pipe. But this one is made out of 1/2 inch diameter PVC pipe, electrical tape, and duct tape. This one's probably got 3 layers of duct tape on it because I added a lot of gray duct tape, especially here. I mean regular duct tape to here to keep these on because they kept on coming off. But then I finally got enough to keep them on. Most of this up here and down here, but most of this up here is from a foam pool noodle, which you can usually get from Walmart for $1. But at first, I was gonna do a thing where I had this thing where I could pull it off, and there was a blade under here. But I got too tight and it didn't work. So I kept it, the design, the thickness it was, you can see. It's really thick. And then I eventually, after 2 events of just using it without these on, I added these arm guards on because they'd come in and they hit my arms. This one probably cost me $10 to $15 to make. So just because the duct tape is so expensive. You don't have to use colored duct tape to make it look cool, but it does add a design onto it, but it's not necessary. You don't have to. Next is my first sword. As you can see in the first episode, we talked about it, so I'm really not going to talk about it, but I've been using this for about 1.5 to 2 years. It is getting a little beat up. You can see I need to reduct tape this up, but I haven't been using this in a long time, so I'm probably not going to duct tape it up. I'll probably fix it up and sell it in the future to someone who's looking for a nice two-handed boffer to use at their first event or whenever, whatever they're going to use it for. This one, you can see, it's huge. This one's 54 inches. Very, very thick. Lots of foam used in this. I think this is I think this might be half an inch diameter, or a 1.5 inch diameter PVC pipe. Added this on so you can see it's coming apart already. Hopefully you can see it's coming apart already. You need better duct taping here to here, from here on to here. You can see it's kind of turning itself, the blade, because I made the inside too big, so it's kind of hard to secure it onto the PVC pipe. Those are things you have to worry about. But this one probably cost me $15 because the foam I used cost me like $6 or $7. But you can make more designs out of this is what I use camp pad. You go to Walmart, buy the blue camp pad in the camping section. Really nice, very cheap, and then you can make nice designs out of it because it's not round, it's flat. So you can make different designs like this one. This is the only one that I have anymore that I made out of camp pad. This one I made especially because I was going to make an orc character, and in our rule book, if you're an orc and there's an ability where you can dual wield two-handed weapons. It means you can have two-handed weapons in each hand. That would be hard to do with this because this is really heavy. But two latex weapons that are two-handed, those are much lighter and easier to hold and handle with one hand. So that's what you'd want to use for that. Last but not least is this little boffer. Short sword that I use. Got a little bit of detail, but not a lot. Simple, easy to use, easy to make. You can probably make 3 of these for $10. Easy to start out with because in the LARPcraft rule book, you start with a short sword. Easy to make. Simply, I probably used 1 inch here. I don't know. I had a lot of 1 inch laying around. Maybe 3/4. But I used pipe insulator again on this. For this part, I just spread it around until I got as far around as it would go, and then I cut out another piece and filled in the gap, and then taped it up. Adds a little detail, and then you can hold it on a frog on your waist and not having your sword go all the way through. That's it for buffers. And now we're going to go into my latex weapons. Expensive weapons, very good quality, but yet don't get these until like a year to 2 years of playing, unless you've got the money already. I'm going to start with my first short sword, which is this, that I got for free at a Last Hope weekend event that I went to. I got it free with my admission, because in that rule book group, you have to play with latex only. In our group, you can play with boffers if you want. You don't have to, but it is recommended that you buy a latex weapon. 90 to 100% of our group uses latex weapons. Boffers are okay, but we recommend in the future buying latex weapons when you can. This one has got a little detail on it, as you can see. Little detail on the handle. Not a lot, but it's a simple sword that probably cost $50. Your short swords are going to cost around 30 to 80 bucks depending on the detail of the sword. The longer the sword is, the more it's going to cost, depending on where you buy it from. This is a short sword. Great sword to use. I think it's by, I'm not sure what it's by, but I will find out and post it here. Next sword. Actually, I'm going to talk about my shield. This shield is Muscle. First shield that I have. Got a lot of wear and tear because I use it all the time. Small shield in our system. I think it's 19 inches in diameter. Very nice shield. You get around, put on your arm like this. Nice. You can really get around the block everywhere. It's a nice size for your beginners on using shields. Costs about $65 from Epic Armory. It's their battle line. I got this shield this color because that's the only one we had in stock, and because the other colors, the one I wanted was the blue and the white, but they were all out of everything else, and this is the only one we had in stock, so I got this one. I got half off because we were having a sale, because we need to get rid of stuff to get new stuff. Last but not least is my favorite sword I actually get started using because I bought the achievement finally, is your two-hander. Hopefully you can recognize this handle. If you haven't already said it already out loud or in your head, this is Andril, used by Aragorn in The Lord of the Rings. This, I think, might be Epic Armory or Windlass. I'm not sure who actually makes the sword. I'll look it up and put it here. But this sword is an awesome sword. It does. I can get it to show. You can see a little. Hopefully you can see. It's wobbly. The tip, it goes straight to a fine tip, so you gotta make sure not to bend the tip, because if you can see, it bends. So you don't want to have it lean up against a wall like this and bend it, because it will stay like that, and you don't want that to happen. When using this weapon, you gotta spray very, very often. Hit by a sword, you get some nice cracks. Hopefully you can see that. You get some nice cracks right in there, and you gotta spray with latex spray. You can use any type of latex spray on a latex weapon, but the kind we like to use is the ones from Epic Armory. They're $20 latex spray. Very nice, works great on these weapons because they're designed for these weapons. Gotta spray often, after and before events, to keep these from drying out and in good condition. That is all I have for this episode. Now, click on one of the videos on how to make a buffer, or click on LARPcraft channel and watch our more videos. I'm Bucky Gamgee, and I will see you on the battlefield.